Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, bonjour, buenos dias, and a very late good evening from where I am. Are we moving towards Jesus, the peaceful one? What would you do for peace? In the context of Europe, peace and justice are important issues to be addressed. Whilst these are not unique just to Europe, they are an important missional imperative for us. For in their welfare resides your welfare. We are seeing an increase in nationalism, a rise in fascism in some nations. Racism is creating division between people. Immigration is creating tensions among nations. And a once strong European Union is being questioned as to its future as each nation's response to the COVID-19 pandemic is seen as my nation first. And then we have the economic implications. There is homelessness, people trafficking, and poverty is rising in all countries where the rich and poor divide is getting bigger. There is gender and pay inequality. Sexism is rife, and people are saying that they are spiritual but not religious, and they are not wanting to engage with organized religion that has failed them. And with the growing threat from Russia, Europe is concerned at what the future may hold. What would you do for peace? God is up to something. God is doing something here, and we are discerning how we can respond. In 2015, we put together a European peace team to help us with a basic question. What role does Community of Christ have to play in the European context? One of the 9 projects that the peace team suggested was to bring the experience of the International Peace Colloquy to Europe. The first European Peace Colloquy was held 2 years ago in 2018 at Dunfield House in the United Kingdom, with over 100 people in attendance. The theme of that colloquy was non-violence, and it began a very lively conversation. At the end of the colloquy, a resolution was passed that eventually went to the 2019 World Conference, and a modified version of the resolution became WCR 1319 on non-violence. A second peace colloquy was scheduled to take place at Dunfield House in March earlier this year. But the colloquy was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. By May, it became clear that we should not postpone the colloquy too long, as people were excited about the potential and possibilities of further exploration, especially with the theme Peaceful Humanity, a New Creation. This theme was inspired by Steve Veazey's closing sermon at the 2019 World Conference, where he stated, "All creation waits with eager longing for peaceful humanity to appear on the world stage." And we didn't want to keep all of creation waiting. And so we put the colloquy online. Wow! We soon realized the potential reach that an online platform would give to our voices, which would not now be limited by geography nor by time zones. We just needed to connect with people's passion. It is our practice for the Europe Peace Colloquy to have a good blend of presenters who come from outside of Community of Christ, as well as experts who are members spread throughout our church. Our first speaker was primatologist and evolutionist Richard Wrangham, who spoke on evolution and human violence. The positive ending to his talk, an incredible introduction to our peace colloquy, was that yes, it is possible for us to strive for and become more peaceful humanity. Andrew Bolton was our second speaker, with two special guest presenters with him. His presentation helped outline the 10 stages of genocide. If we can correct before we dehumanize, there is a great potential for humanity. Telling alternative stories and using the Sermon on the Mount as guides, we can turn things around. There is a way out of our worst treatment of each other. Graceland Seminary Dean Zach Harmon McLaughlin gave a forward-thinking presentation on forming teams as we work for peace together. Ecumenical and interfaith partnerships are a way for us to move towards this peaceful humanity we desire to become. Non-violence and what we eat. This was probably one of the most comprehensive and enlightening webinars we've had so far. Georgina and Ryan Cummins, two young 20-somethings who have just completed university degrees and pursuing master's degrees while working in London, helped us to see the importance of what we eat and the consequences it has not only on our bodies, but on our environment and our treatment of others. We had Quaker Ellis Brooks talk to us about militarization and our schools. He challenged us to see where militarization can be seen around us, if we just open our eyes to see it. He then challenged us to find ways to get involved and promote peace in educational avenues. Alexandra Christianopoulos delivered a fast but well-organized presentation on Leo Tolstoy's political thought. He focused on the ways that Tolstoy envisioned Zion as something that starts from within. This links well with temple ministries, that inward-outward journey that sends us out into the world, being the change we hope to see happen, and a counter-cultural alternative way of being and doing in our local communities. As Walter Wink may say, providing a third way. Steve Veazey gave a presentation on the overall theme of this colloquy: peaceful humanity, a new creation. It was a wonderful presentation where we had the largest number of participants, many from Community Christ, but also others who joined the webinar and who were inspired by Steve's presentation. This was translated into French, Spanish, and German. My daughters, Dr. Hannah Langford and Dr. Sarah James, engaged with us on peace of mind, mental health, and well-being. These two young adults spoke from their professional and educational expertise on this important subject and gave us strategies so that we can take control of the things that cause us stress and affect our health and well-being. And finally, on Sunday, the 11th of October, we hosted the 2020 Europe Peace Award Conference. Keith Hebden, who received the inaugural Community of Christ Europe Peace Award, spoke on spirituality and social change, re-enchanting the activist. He challenged us to work collaboratively for peace in our communities, and that peace is possible. It is really great to see people from all over Europe and also from Canada, USA, Australia, the Caribbean and beyond, getting involved in peace, and particularly youth and young adults. Their church is at last dealing with issues that they are passionate about. What I am personally excited about is the way that peace colloquy pop-ups are emerging, as other people are wanting to host a peace colloquy in their parts of the world. In addition, people from outside of our organization are becoming familiar with who we are and are beginning to understand that we are serious about the work we hope to accomplish. We have been able to do some incredible things and have an impact on hundreds of listeners in a field that doesn't have a wealth of active members. A small group of a few can make a big difference. We are claiming our place and creating a space for important conversations. What could the future hold? Well, we are working on that. Maybe peace scholarships, helping young people engage in discussions and seek futures that can make a difference. Exploration and more time given to look at our purpose and calling to be signal communities. Are we moving towards Jesus, the peaceful one? What will you do for peace?